Shalom, truth seekers. I have a question, an iron sharpening iron question for you tonight. So, the fall holy days are approaching. And first of all, the first question is, can anyone tell me why they call them the fall holy days? Like, specifically the season is what we're focusing in on. And, I guess I've heard of like the spring holy days too, but kind of the fall holy days, I guess it seems to be very popular tradition. And I wonder, why is it called that? Does anyone have anything to say? Is that just tradition? Is that error? Or is that truth? But if it means anything to you and you call the Creator's set times that are about to happen here in the season of autumn, if you call them the fall holy days, then my question for you is your day of trumpets this year actually falling in the season of fall or autumn, or is it falling in the season of summer? And if your understanding was that your calendar was based upon solar months, or or just that these Moed approaching trumpets should have been in the season of fall, then you might want to consider this, because we know seasons are a solar phenomenon. They're the result of the sun kind of shifting in a north-south direction. When in West Virginia, when the sun is kind of in its northmost position, we're getting summer, and when it's in its southernmost position, we're getting winter. And so this line right in the middle is the celestial equator, and when the sun crosses that line, this is spring. When it hits that extreme, then it goes to summer, and then it crosses over this line again, and it goes to fall, and then it hits this bottom extreme, and it progresses back towards this celestial equator. So we can measure this, and for example, Google is claiming that the fall equinox this year is supposed to be happening on September 22nd. And according to my data, I think I'm open, diligent truth seeker, but according to my data, it looks like it might be either the 18th, 19th, or the 20th, possibly. So I'll be checking the signs and measuring the position of the sun to try and see when it crosses the celestial equator, and I will be also looking for the straight line method. But according to Google, it is they're saying the 22nd, I'm saying at least probably the 18th, 19th, or the 20th. So like, for example, I heard from a brother recently who said his understanding of the timing of the Day of Trumpets this year was going to be on the 16th or the 17th of this month. And, by either standard, by Google or by, my data that I've been collecting that I'm going to try and confirm, that puts his Day of Trumpets in the season of summer. So I just wanted to put that out there as food for thought, is that, because if you, again, that seems kind of weird if there's anything to the tradition that we call these the fall holy days. But in addition, if you thought that your calendar understanding was based upon a solar month, then you might want to double check this, because solar months fit inside the solar seasons like fingers in a glove. Like according to Enoch, the solar months are described as they're the same duration of time as the seasons. Like the first day of the first solar month is also the first day of the season of spring and the first day of the solar year. Likewise, the first day of the season of summer is the first day of the fourth solar month. And likewise, the first day of the seventh solar month, like that's the one we read in Leviticus, the first day of the seventh month is, if it's a solar month, the first day of the seventh solar month is the first day of the season of fall. And it works out very nicely, and it's in harmony with solar months. It's in harmony with I guess this tradition that we say the fall holy days. But I just heard the brother who said recently his his understanding of trumpets was that it was to be a little sooner, and so the sun would still be in the portals for summer. It would not yet have crossed over at that point. So just sharing that as food for thought. You might want to double check your notes, see if your calendar had anything to do with solar months, or consider the question of why we call these the fall holy days. And remember that the seasons are a solar phenomenon, as are the months. They are a solar phenomenon, and they happen not because of the intercalations or the adjustments of men for their various intercalated calendars, but they happen based upon the exact position of the sun in the heavens. And I will leave you with this admonition from the book of Enoch. Blessed are all the righteous, blessed are those who walk in the way of righteousness and sin not as the sinners in the reckoning of all their days in which the sun traverses the heavens, entering into and departing from the portals for 30 days with the heads of thousands and the orders of the stars, together with the four which are intercalated, which divide the four portions of the year. So Enoch is telling us that this concept of a year is defined by all of the the movements of the sun in the moving through the portals. And this is also what Genesis 1:14 tells us. Genesis 1:14 said the luminaries were to be, at the very least, for the concept of a year. So if that is in harmony with what Enoch said, and it's based upon the position of the sun. The luminaries, let them be for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. And so you can't have. I would recommend you to pray about it and look into it to see if you intercalated this year. Another question to think about was your first day of the year in the season of spring, or was it in the last few days of winter? Again, the seasonal transitions are a solar phenomenon based upon the exact position of the sun in the heavens. Even modern science agrees with this. We know that it is summer here in West Virginia because the sun is in its most northern position and it's cooking us. And we know when it's winter because the sun is in a southern position and it's cooking us. And when it's right here in the middle, that's the transition of spring and fall. And so if you intercalated a few days ahead or behind when the sun was in this position, you may have started the year in the last few days of winter. And likewise, for this upcoming Day of Trumpets, if you intercalated ahead of the sign for the year, you might find that your Day of Trumpets is not actually in the fall, and it is in the last day of winter. The last days of summer. So I just wanted to put that out there as food for thought. Think about it, pray about it, look into it, and let me know your thoughts. Feel free to let's have some iron sharpening iron discussion about this in the comments below this video. And if this convicts you, or you think there's something to it, please spread the word. If you don't want to share my video, do what you can to share it yourself, because people aren't talking about this, and I think these are points that people need to be made aware of, because I think they've kind of gone after a month timepiece and really a calendar altogether that is independent of the witness of the heavenly luminaries. And I think we need to return to Genesis 1:14. And so anyway, that's it for now. Shalom, and may Allah bless as you continually seek out His truths in love with a pure heart.